Hey, what's going on guys? John here, and today I wanted to do a video review for the NewAge Bold Series cabinets. So in this video I'm going to walk you through a little bit about what to expect in terms of installation with these. I'll talk a little bit about what you might expect with delivery. We'll go through and I'll actually show you inside the cabinets, and then I'll talk a little bit about some of the configuration options as well. Now the first thing I want to note is these cabinets are massive. You're going to really need a good sized space to be able to put these, most likely in a garage or a workshop. These actually were something that was actually left here by the prior owner of the home, and I decided to buy him out on these and basically get them. So I thought I would do a video review as they're more widely available. Definitely one of the nicer brands out there. I'll show you some alternate configurations and just some extra pieces, as well as how we decided to configure this. So we actually ended up painting the entire wall here, and I kind of left everything as is when we did the paint. We ended up later on modifying our floor, so we made a small modification to hide some of the paint here with a wood trim piece that we put underneath, so it looks very clean, as you can see, up against the freshly painted wall. The cabinets themselves, you have doors here that have like a notch, and then this basically allows you to shut one of the doors and then the other one on it. They click very easily as you shut them, as you can see. They all have locking mechanisms, which are every door basically, or every piece of the cabinet has its own separate key set. So if you wanted to lock separate pieces, like maybe for some reason this one cabinet has something in it that you don't want like a child getting into or anybody potentially stealing, then you could lock just that one cabinet. So that's really nice. Another thing that I decided to do with all of these is every shelf has these nice liner pieces, so you can get these as like an optional thing. You have notches that go all throughout every single cabinet, so you could choose what height you want all of the shelves. So right here I basically have the three main shelves going all throughout, and I've got a little bit more space on the top, but if I really wanted to, I could have moved the shelf a little bit higher and maybe made the space more in the center. So that's kind of up to you. The way I organized this is I kind of left this left cabinet for more like household stuff, like we have tools, caulking, different foams or sprays, cleaners, trash bags. I've got some little containers in here, so it's a nice, easy way to organize things and just keep it relatively straightforward. All of the cabinets have these base little feet here as well, so these actually spin and can be adjusted, so that way you get a little bit of extra height, and you also can make sure everything's level if for some reason your floor might be a little uneven. You do have this really nice top here that's in the center. One of the configurations with this as well, and in fact the guy who actually bought this for the home bought this in such a way that he would have two of these, actually four of these shelves up in the center, and then he would have the single cabinet as well as the pull-out drawer here. Now what's funny is he had it set up where the extra drawer was right here, and I was going through and looking through everything that was left, and of course I found the other cabinet, another top, and the other two pieces. So I decided to mount these separately because the wall here just wouldn't accommodate for this. But if you wanted, in theory, you could have you know, four of these spanning along with two of the tables side by side, and then four cabinets and the two larger cabinets on the sides. One thing I really like about this setup is you can kind of configure things the way you want. I was able to actually call NewAge, and what I ended up doing is getting a second one of these cabinets as a separate part, and I was able to do that to basically match this full configuration, whereas if I had used my rolling cabinet here, I wouldn't have been able to do this because there'd be a little bit of a gap here due to the way that this mounts into the actual cabinets. Overall, I'm very happy with how these turned out. You know, it's just very, very nice in terms of how they look. You can see I have tons of things like stored in here. Really just provides like a nice place to work on things. I've got like some miscellaneous stuff, as you can see, sitting on this table here. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup obviously, but you know, overall I'm very, very happy with how these cabinets turned out. Another thing is you can even store stuff up on top. I even at one point actually mounted something prior to painting this wall. I had something mounted up here, and I was standing on the top of this, and I did not feel like it was gonna give out or anything like that. In terms of like setting these up, you do have bolts that will just go through one end on this side, so you can see I've got them up here, and then you've also got bolts that go into the wall. So typically you're going to want to find some studs there, and then for these I basically have them going into each of the cabinets, and then I've got some bolts in the back of these. This one's got stuff in it, but there's two more bolts in the back sides as well. So yeah, overall fairly straightforward to install. You could probably just do this with another person. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with the set, and I think if you're looking for something like this, definitely worth picking up.